Hi, I'm Jason Wells, and this is Chris Niederhauser. We're back again with Wells Realty and Law Groups doing our question of the week. The common question we get is about people's credit if they're going through a financially distressed situation,
Right.
Foreclosure, loan mod, short sale, whatever the case is. So we want to give you the best answer that we can for the general public. So what would you say to them, Chris, about credit? What happens to a person's credit?
So credit consequences. Really, it comes down to what's the difference between what happens to my credit in a foreclosure versus what happens to my credit in a short sale. That's mostly what people ask us. Something that they don't ask us a lot about is loan modifications. What's the effect on my credit for a loan modification? They don't think that there is any. But the truth of the matter is it's going to be the same as a short sale. So we'll explain it that way.
What about a deed in lieu?
Deed in lieu is actually somewhere in the middle. We've seen some lenders that say I'll treat it as a foreclosure and others that say there's some wiggle room there. So it's more of a gray area, but it's somewhere between short sale and foreclosure. So just to answer the question, it is when you're looking at credit, you want to look at it in two ways. There's long-term credit for things like buying a house, getting a business loan, things where the bank's going to be with you longer. They look at long-term credit consequences and what you've done for the long term in your credit. In the other, it's short-term. So things like buying a car, consumer credit, you go to the store, Target or something, and they offer you the
Charge card, department
your
store.
credit card, the mailings you get all the time about a new credit card. Anyway, that's the difference. There's two types of credit. There's long-term and short-term. For the long-term credit, when can I buy a house again? The answer to that in a foreclosure is 5 to 7 years, conventional financing. At 7 years, you're going to be able to purchase again with 20% down and 80% loan to value ratio. So that's under a foreclosure. In a short sale, you're looking at 2 to 3 years. 2 years is where you can have 20% down, same loan as you can get at the 7 year with the foreclosure. At 3 years, you're looking at maybe 10% down. That's kind of where you're at. So that's the major difference when you're considering your credit consequences in a foreclosure versus a short sale or loan modification is the long-term effects. The short-term effects basically are the same. You miss a payment, your credit score is going to drop. That's just the way that it works. And the basic averages are somewhere between 80 to 120 points for a short sale, 100 to 150 points for a foreclosure. Foreclosures generally take longer than short sales. There's always those short sales that take longer because things happen, but generally a foreclosure takes longer, so you have more missed payments, and that's really the major effect that you have. But the real difference is going to be in those timelines. That's the major difference. You're stuck with those timelines. They don't get erased. You have to wait.
Yeah, you have to wait, whatever that timeline is going to be for you to buy a house. Now, there are cases where people can get into a house after a short sale.
Right.
And only have to bring 3.5% to 5% down after 2 years.
Right.
There's cases where people after foreclosure or short sale can buy the next day. It requires a larger down payment, and we have connections with some lenders that are doing that for people right now. Most oftentimes, somebody doesn't have 25% down right after going through a foreclosure to turn around and buy a house. The option's out there if someone does fit that category, though.
Right. So that's the answer to the question. Honestly, after foreclosure, after short sale, there's life after both of those. After loan mod, there's life after all of these for your credit. It's just about knowing how to fix it, what to do, and putting yourself on that path to homeownership or whatever you want to do to use your credit for in the future. We're happy to answer additional questions. Just ask them below. As always, we do what agent can't here at the Wells Realty and Law Groups.